Most people are familiar with Stonehenge, but only a fraction are aware of the Carnac Stones. There are approximately 3,000 megalithic stones with an estimated age of 6,500 years lined up in perfect rows along the coast of Brittany and northwest France. According to legend, Merlin the Wizard transformed a legion of Roman soldiers into stone. The scientific community has come to the conclusion that the stones could be an elaborate earthquake detector, but the Neolithic civilization responsible for their construction remains a mystery. In theory, the Neolithic period, when the stones were erected, would span from about 4,500 BCE to about 2000 BCE. But in practice, archaeologists had a hard time determining precise dates. They believed it was about 1,000 years before Stonehenge, which is a clear indication that they can be set in place. The Carnac stones consist of both single standing stones, menhirs, and multi-stone clusters, dolmens, more than 1 kilometer in length, with the remnants of a stone circle at either end. The primary group of stone alignments consists of 12 convergent rows of standing stones. A typical menhir weighs between 5 and 10 tons, and the stones range in height from 0.5 meters to the towering 6 meters of the Giant of Manio. Typically, they were cut from the bedrock that is relatively close to the surface of the site, hauled using pulleys, and then set into place. It's safe to assume that the alignments were very important, what with all the superhuman effort that went into making them. If the stones had any connection to astronomy, they could have served as calendars and observatories, allowing ancient farmers to accurately predict when to plant and harvest their crops, and priests to accurately predict astronomical events like solar and lunar eclipses. Many megaliths in Britain and France have been studied by Alexander Thom, and his findings have led him to conclude that Carnac was actually a massive lunar observatory, but their actual function is unclear at the moment. Another theory developed after extensive research: the ancient sciences protocols were learned and successfully applied to many geoglyphs all over the world. It was discovered that geoglyphs serve to differentiate territory that belonged to the culture that created it. Obviously, being able to track cultures and their territories after mastering this ancient science gave researchers a new perspective on the world's past. This may imply that the world was explored and mapped much earlier than we have been led to believe, and that their technology or mythological characteristics were far more developed than we have been led to believe. Unfortunately, not everyone respects these stones, and some have been stolen from their original locations and used as construction rubble. 50 of them were taken to use in the construction of a lighthouse, and farmers have relocated others to discourage archaeologists from digging on their land. Local communities are pooling their resources to have the megaliths of southern Morbihan added to the UNESCO list of World Heritage Sites in order to preserve these ancient monuments and raise awareness of this exceptional heritage. The French Carnac stones may continue to be a mystery for years to come, and their intended use may never be determined. You can believe the stones were used as an astronomical observatory, that Merlin the Wizard transformed Roman soldiers into them, or any number of other ridiculous theories that might sound a little more accurate.